Alright Canadians, I still get people asking me how they can start investing. Now, I know it can seem paralyzing, but you're probably overthinking it. You don't need to be rich, you don't need to be a stock market genius, and you definitely don't need the guy wearing a tie at the bank to help you with that. In fact, you're probably smarter and have more money than he does. Believe me, I know, because I used to work with those guys and they used to be my colleagues. The good news is that by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to start investing as a Canadian. I'll spoon feed you step-by-step instructions and I'll hold your hand through the process. And if you think it's complicated, you're going to be shocked at how simple it actually is. And you might even regret procrastinating for so long. So let's go. The first thing you need to know in order to invest is that you need a brokerage account. What's a brokerage account, you say? Well, essentially a brokerage account is the app or website that you're going to use where the investing actually happens. That's where you buy and sell your investments. In Canada, the best broker to choose if you're just starting out is Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple is extremely beginner friendly. There's no commissions to buy or sell, and they have a very straightforward and easy to use mobile app. Wealthsimple also allows you to start investing for as little as $1. So you definitely don't need to be rich to start your investment journey. In addition, we can both earn $25 if you open your Wealthsimple account using my referral link. That's a great boost for you to jumpstart your journey, and it helps support my channel. I'll leave the link in the description below. And now that you know you can start investing for as little as $1, you've got no excuse to start investing today. Sooner you start investing, the sooner you can quit that soul-sucking job that you hate so much. And don't pretend like it's not that bad. We all hate our jobs. Okay, so after you've opened your brokerage account, the next step that we need to do is decide on which investment account we're going to open within our brokerage account. So the brokerage account that we set up is more like a platform for investing. You can think about this sort of like TD Bank and how they offer different accounts. So TD Bank has a checking account, they've got a savings account, they offer lines of credits and mortgages and other products. So those are all accounts under the TD Bank umbrella. So in this case, the brokerage account would be like TD. So there are 4 main investment accounts in Canada to choose from, and they are as follows. Number 1, the TFSA, which is the tax-free savings account. Your money will grow tax-free within the account. You can withdraw at any time, and it's the perfect starter account for someone who's brand new to investing. The second account is an RRSP. That stands for a Registered Retirement Savings Plan, and although it is a great account, especially if you have a high income, there are some differences between the RSP and the TFSA. When you withdraw from an RSP, you will have to pay taxes on it. The third account is an FHSA. That's a first home savings account. Now, it's great for saving for your first home, but it does have a lot of limitations. And the last kind of account is known as a non-registered account. Basically, this is an account that you would use only after you've maxed out the other accounts that I've just mentioned. There is no tax advantages or really any advantage of any kind to a non-registered account, so it's the least priority. If you're new or you're unsure of what to pick, please just choose the TFSA. It's simple, flexible, tax-free, and if you really need or want to, you can always withdraw the money from the TFSA and you can apply that money to any of the other accounts. There's no restrictions on that. Your money isn't locked in, so there's no reason to overcomplicate it. The most important part is that you just start investing. If you want more information on a TFSA, you can always check out my video titled, "What is a TFSA?" and I'll leave a link in the description below. Now we get to the part that usually scares beginners, which is, well, now that I've got my account set up, what do I actually buy? Well, let's start with a list of things not to do. The first thing that you should not do is don't buy random stocks, okay? You're not Warren Buffett. The second thing, don't chase dividends. I've got a whole video on why dividends suck for growing wealth, so please don't chase dividends. And lastly, if you know what's good for you, avoid the hype train. If you see someone online, saying about how good a stock is or how it's going to grow over time, the reality is it's probably not true, and that's gambling. But here's what you should do. You should start with a broad index ETF. That's just a fancy name for a basket of many companies all put into one easy to buy investment solution. My favorite all-in-one ETF is XEQT. It holds companies from the US, Canada, and really all over the world. It's a very easy one-click solution to instant diversification across the globe. The fees on XEQT are also extremely small and one of the lowest in the industry at just 0.2% per year. Here's a quick example. If you invested $10,000 and left it for 30 years, and the market grew at a return of 8% per year, then after that period of time, you'd have about $100,000. And you know what? You'd get to keep pretty much all of it because the fee on XEQT is so low. For more information on XEQT, you can also watch my video titled The Best Growth ETF for Canadians. And of course, I will leave that link in the description below for you. Now, let's talk risk tolerance. For most younger Canadians just starting out, an all-equity ETF is the way to go. Over the long term, equities have shown to provide the highest growth potential. But if you're the type of person that knows you're going to lose sleep at night when your investments crash, you can always choose an investment that's a little less volatile, something like XBAL. These are more balanced funds and they hold a mix of stocks and bonds. So although they are less volatile and it might help you sleep better at night, you are probably going to sacrifice some returns for that, and they generally have lower returns over a long period of time. The key takeaway point is this. Pick one ETF, buy it consistently, don't touch the money otherwise, and let compounding do its thing. Don't overcomplicate it. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here, we're just trying to invest some money. And remember, your money is not locked in. If you start out with XEQT and that ends up being too risky for you and you're not comfortable, you can always switch that over to a lower risk fund like XBAL within a minute, and it will cost you nothing to switch. And the reverse is also true. If you start low risk to get your feet wet and you go with an ETF like XBAL, and now you're thinking, hey, you know what? I'm young, I can take on some more risk, I'm comfortable with that. You can always switch from a lower fund into a higher risk fund. Once again, it takes about a minute to do and it's completely free. And now comes the real hard part for most people, which is staying invested. The stock market will go up, the stock market will go down, and it may scare you sometimes. That is completely normal. What you shouldn't do though is you shouldn't panic, start selling things and locking in losses. The reality is that the market always recovers over the long term. Trying to time when you should buy and when you should sell almost always backfires. The boring strategy, which is just to keep holding and buying and waiting out, that's what beats everyone almost all the time. Here's an example. If you were investing $100 a month every month for 10 years, you would have invested $12,000. Now, if you invested that into a global equity fund, you'd probably have somewhere around $20,000, and that's without picking a single stock. That's just by buying the broad market. What I'm trying to show here is that consistency is the real secret sauce. And you know what? A tiny bit of patience goes a very long way. So let's do a quick recap on how to get started with investing. Step number 1 is you've got to open a brokerage account. Step number 2, we need to decide which investment account we're going to hold in that brokerage account. Now, as I said, if you're new, just pick a TFSA. Step 3 is you need to buy an investment within that account. So usually I'd recommend XEQT for younger Canadians, but if you are risk averse, you may want to go with something that's a little safer like XBAL. And Lastly, keep putting money into the account, don't touch it, and let time and compounding do its thing. And that's it. You don't need to be a stock market guru. You don't need to spend 10 hours a day looking at charts and watching the market and checking the news. You don't have to do any of that. The most important thing is that you just start investing. I cannot stress enough. It is so important to just start. The absolute biggest and most costly mistake to people who are just starting out is that they wait to invest. They tell themselves that they're going to invest when they have more money, or they're going to invest when they understand how things work more. You know what? That's just an excuse, okay? That doesn't work, and it's actually hurting more than it's helping. I don't care how much you know or how much you think you need to know. That doesn't matter. I also don't care how much money you have or how much you think you don't have. As I stated, you can start investing with as little as $1, and you don't need a lot of experience to do so. The reality is, the sooner you start investing, even if you just start with $100, investing sooner is always better than investing later, because time in the market is what actually makes you rich. I hope this video helps you get started on your journey. Please, if you have any questions, drop a comment. Please ask me. I will help you. I will respond to everyone who needs help on their investing journey. It doesn't matter what the question is. There are no stupid questions. Just ask. With that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video so that you can get started investing. Until next time, thank you for watching Snackable Wealth. Please hit that snackscribe button to get more blunt and honest Canadian money talk, and I'll see you in the next one.